We're going to talk a little bit today about detection. So for anybody who has sort of watched what we've been doing so far, most of what we do is preventative. Most of what we do is proactive rather than reactive. So we apply controls, we block things from running, we stop things from doing things they shouldn't be able to do, etc. So realistically, that is what's going to keep you safe. The issue is, and it has always worked best when combined with some sort of detection. The difference being that when you combine those two layers, so proactive controls with detection, the idea is that generally speaking, you're going to be detecting things that aren't actually happening rather than things that are happening.
So explain to me that for just a second. I'm sorry. You're going to be detecting the things that aren't happening? What do you mean by that?
Correct. Things that are not allowed to happen. So if I try and run a piece of ransomware, if I try and exfiltrate data, or I try and do something I shouldn't do, it's going to get blocked, but you probably still want to know about that.
You have audit reports for that.
We have audits that will show you what's happening, but equally, if an attack is actively underway, then realistically you want to know about it. You don't want to find out about it after the fact by combing through audit reports. So there's certain things that are effectively indicators of compromise. So it could be as simple as trying to run an IP scanner. I mean, an IP scanner is very often an early indicator of compromise. I mean, it could be again, a common indicator of compromise is a attacker clearing the event logs on the machine. Again, these are all things that will happen during the course of a lot of attacks, and they're things that if they do happen, then you want to know about it. Again, I've just tried to run my dodgy software on this machine. It's got blocked. ThreatLocker's blocked it. Okay, so I'm the attacker. I'm going to kill ThreatLocker. So
net stop ThreatLocker equals service.
Okay, can't do it because ThreatLocker has got tamper protection. But again, all of these are things that have been happening that are potentially indicators of compromise.
Right. So this is an aggressive attacker. They're trying multiple things. You want to know what's actually happening now. What else could they be doing?
There's certain things that an attacker might do as part of an attack. So they might try and run an IP scanner. Again, ThreatLocker has blocked the IP scanner from running, not because it's good or bad, but because we basically block things by default. They might try and download some malware or some ransomware and try and run it. Now, I'm obviously not going to try and download malware or ransomware on my machine, but let's just use an ICAR test file as an example. So save link as. There we go. So let me just download that to my downloads folder. Now, again, it's going to get picked up as a virus. It's been picked up by Windows Defender in this case. So again, these are all things that haven't been allowed to happen or haven't been able to happen. Now, you will notice here in the background, we've just got this QR code has popped up. Now, there's a reason for that, which is a human being has been looking at the alerts within my organization, one of our team. Now, ironically enough, or handily enough, I've just got a phone call. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to put this on speaker. Hello?
Hey, Rob, this is Eric from the MDR Functionality. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I'm calling about some suspicious behavior happening on your demo desktop. Looks like I got an advanced IP scanner that attempted to execute. Looks like some critical Windows event logs were cleared. Looks like someone tried to stop ThreatLocker net service. Just had some suspicious activity. Just wanted to talk to you about this.
That sounds like an attack underway, does it not?
It certainly does.
Okay, well, luckily enough, that's me that's doing that. So you can stand down and clear those alerts. But yeah, that's basically me doing stuff. So listen, appreciate the call. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is pretty darn cool.
Thank you. So the point about this is a lot of people run EDRs, okay? A lot of people have got detection tools in place, but the problem is if you're not monitoring an EDR tool 24/7, 365, it's as good as useless. Because the reality is an attacker is not working 9 to 5 your business hours. An attacker is working probably in the middle of the night. But as you can see, I've tried to do a bunch of stuff on this machine. We can see I cleared Windows event logs. We can see I tried to impair the ThreatLocker service using that service. You can see advanced IP scanner was installed. Advanced IP scanner tried to run. Windows Defender picked up malware. I mean, this is all indicators of compromise. This is all stuff that's going on that you probably want to know about. Now, it's all here. It's all available. It's all visible within our alert center. But as I said, if you're not watching that 24/7, 365, that information is no use to anyone. So that's where MDR comes in.
Just so I can clarify, this is a combination of detection that's going on that your service is doing.
Correct.
And the managed detection, the call you just got in, alerting you as to, hey, is this Or you know this is going on.
Absolutely. Now, the beauty about our detection product is we can effectively combine detection with proactive approach. So we can basically create policies, for example, that if, Defender picks up a piece of malware in a machine, isolate the machine, just as an example. I mean, that would probably be quite extreme because Defender has probably taken action on it already. But there's certain things that if they happen, you might want to take remediating action immediately. So we can create policies, for example, that will, and we've got a really cool lockdown facility with this, which lockdown from our perspective is a complete shutdown, complete lockdown of the machine. So basically nothing can read, nothing can write, nothing can copy, nothing can move, nothing can delete from protected locations. You can't run things like command prompt, PowerShell, any of those dangerous weaponizable things. They won't be able to execute. It isolates the machine from the network. So the problem with a lot of solutions isolation is that if you isolate a machine that ransomware is actively running on, all you're going to do is allow that ransomware to continue to run without any interruption. Whereas if you actually lock down access to storage and stuff, it basically means that even if ransomware is running, it's not actually going to be able to encrypt any data because storage has been locked down. The other cool thing about this is, by the way, is I can create my own policies as well. So, I mean, mostly with, for example, things like EDRs, they're effectively a closed box. So there's no configurability about it. You can't say that I want to detect this particular thing. In this case, I've created a policy which is just tell me if AnyDesk is running. So alert me if AnyDesk runs on a machine. Now again, AnyDesk is not something bad, or sorry, I should say if AnyDesk tries to run on a machine. AnyDesk is not bad. It's not inherently bad, but it is often used by bad actors. It's pretty much their remote access tool of choice. So I've created a custom policy here, basically just tell me if AnyDesk is running. So that means basically if AnyDesk tries to run on this machine, then I will get a notification. So again, it's customizable. It's not just a black box. It's not you don't know what decisions are being made on your behalf. You've got complete visibility and you can customize them and control them yourself as well.
The cloud element here, is that all built in here?
So the cloud element is somewhat different. So it's effectively, it's a different product, but it's what we call Cloud Detect. So Cloud Detect is effectively pulling information, pulling logs from Office 365, and again, giving that either to you through here or to our MDR team as well.
So does it behave the same way in that it is detecting and sending to the MDR can alert you?
Correct. It's exactly the same principle, but in this case, it's for Office 365. So you can see here, there's been a login from an anonymized IP address, which is very often a VPN. You can see here, somebody has created a forwarding rule. Again, very common indicator of compromise with the likes of Office 365 is they'll get in, they'll set up a forwarding rule. They want to send all emails out to a particular location. It's a really common attack vector. So again, we've got logs coming in from Office 365. We're running rules against those logs from Office 365 and we're saying, well, look, this is happening. And again, that will get sent off to our MDR team. And look, in the meantime, if I just want to lock this account, I can do that directly from here, saying this is suspicious. I don't want the user to be able to do anything until I've had time to review everything. This is very much not what we have been about for many years. So ThreatLocker has been about the proactive. It's been about the protection.
But something, just so you know, Rob, something we talk about on the show, you can't do all one, you can't do all the other. That doesn't make a security program.
But this is the point. It's about layers. So it's about differing layers, and that's why it's so important.
The two working together.
Correct, exactly. It's about them working together, basically in harmony. So again, the beauty about this is it's not necessarily telling me about things and a successful attack that's underway. Ideally, you want to know about an unsuccessful attack that is attempting to be underway, which is fundamentally what this is.
Excellent. Well, if you, our audience, would like to have this great EDR, MDR solution, both on-prem and in the cloud, and having, a team there looking after you 24/7, why not go check out what they're doing over there at ThreatLocker? The web address is simply threatlocker.com. Check them out.